Hello and welcome to the news at noon on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. My name is Ezine Aningwe.
And I am Jude Thomas Dawam.
We begin our stories from here in Enugu, where the state governor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, says leaders must be transparent and totally accountable to the people in order to ensure an effective management of the local government system. The governor, who was represented by his senior special assistant, Special Duties, Uwakwa Azikiwe, said this during a one-day sensitization program on accountability and transparency in the local government system, organized by a non-governmental organization for council chairmen, their deputies, and head of personnel management in the state. Similarly, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, in a presentation at the event, also observed the need for council chairmen to allocate finances for human-oriented programs. ICPC Commissioner in Enugu State, Barrister Amedu Sule, spoke on the need to change the narrative in the interest of the poor, rural dwellers who rely on the system.
And following the increased spate of looting of food warehouse across the nation, analysts spoke on the way forward today on Dream FM's flagship program Political Voices. In his contributions, Executive Director, Service Accord Initiative, Comrade Fidelis Ede, said the government should approve governance and the way forward, the approach election. They should approach governance the way they approach electioneering campaigns.
When you are talking about reaching the people, why is it that during the election we talk about words? You know where to go and campaign. But when it now comes to government facilities in terms of projects, you now centralize and begin to expect the people to come and nose around and find what you need to do. So my first recommendation is that governance must be allowed the way it has been structured. Let the local government take their responsibility. Once they take their responsibility, they know those that ought to benefit. Let the state deal with the delineated constituency.
Policy and management consultant Dr. Augustine Okolie called for dialogue as he condemned the acts of looting.
Let us go and dialogue. Let us go and monitor, progress. Let us go and see whether the ones we have done, whether it has achieved something. Let us see whether government have changed. Or if they have not changed, they will see why they will have to change. Now, for those people who have taken it upon themselves, the original NSAS people, they have to also come out and condemn some of those things. Those who have derailed from their original, intentions. They have to also come out and issue a statement. I don't insist that they must have leaders.
Dr. Odaze, who called in from Ila Delta State, called for a thorough investigation in order to find out those culpable in the handling of palliatives.
Those found culpable must be brought to book. They must be brought to book. It is not just good enough to talk about it. As for the government, there must be serious investigation on why there is this massive destruction of life and property. Was it really the NSAS issue? Why were palliatives hidden? Agreed, there is hunger in the land. The massive destruction is not in our character.
Contributors on the program called for transparency on the part of the government to avoid the increasing rate of mistrust that currently exists, shown by acts of looting of public food warehouses.
In Kogi State, the governor, Yaya Bello, says the dissolution of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigeria Police Force has demoralized police officers across the country. Bello, who made the statement yesterday, explained that the dissolution also made the police officers leave the streets, which in turn allowed hoodlums the opportunity to oppress the masses. The governor said this in reaction to the nationwide violence and looting by hoodlums who hijacked the #EndSARS protests. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, had scrapped the special police unit after they were accused of police brutality and extrajudicial killings and announced a special weapons and tactics unit as a replacement.
The nation's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, on Monday held emergency meeting with governors of the 36 states of the Federation, FCT Minister, Central Bank Governor, Inspector General of Police, representatives from the military, the Directorate of State Security, and the National Human Rights Commission. At the National Executive Council meeting, which was held in Abuja due to the fallout of the NSAS protest, a resolution and appointments were made into a newly established committee to bring peace to some parts of the nation. According to the Vice President's spokesman, Laolu Akonde, the council committee is made up of 3 governors of the People's Democratic Party, 3 All Progressive Congress governors representing the 6 geopolitical zones. and is chaired by the Vice President. It is expected to coordinate joint actions and steps to be taken by both the federal and state governments in examining the fundamental issues underlying the protest and arriving at effective solution, as well as enhancing national security.
Meanwhile, the Coalition Against COVID-19, CACOVID, has explained that the delivery of palliatives were delayed due to the scale of the nationwide food distribution program and the number of persons who were expected to benefit from the distribution. This was made known in a statement issued by its spokesperson in Abuja, Nwanosio Biosita, who added that the group had been working with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and the Nigerian Governors Forum to purchase and distribute the relief materials. He further noted that the distribution was to almost 2 million most vulnerable families, which is over 10 million Nigerians across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. According to the statement, the timing of the orders and deliveries had coincided with the lockdowns and reduced movement across the country, which made them slow down the distribution.
The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has called on the federal government to order state governments to release all the donated palliatives meant to reduce the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on Nigerians with immediate effect. This is coming on the heels of the ongoing invasion of warehouses in some parts of the nation, thought to be where palliatives are being kept. NLC President Ayuba Wabba, who made this known in a statement released to newsmen on Monday, accused the state governments of hoarding the items purchased to relieve citizens of the negative impact of the COVID-19 lockdown.
And now to business. Following the temporary suspension of the movement of petroleum products due to the vandalism of angry protesters, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says there is no need for panic buying of petrol. The tweet was made today on its official Twitter page after petrol queues were noticed in some parts of the nation on Monday evening and this morning. It assured that NNPC has over 2 billion liters of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, in stock that would guarantee steady supply for at least 60 days.
And still in business, as of today, the Nigerian naira has depreciated by about 1 naira as it is being exchanged at the rate of 379.558 to 1 United States dollar. Still to come, stories from the foreign scene, entertainment and sports. Stay tuned.
Still in the news now to the foreign scene. President of Cameroon, Paul Biya, has condemned the killing of 7 children in a mass shooting which occurred at a private school in the nation's Anglophone region on Saturday. Biya, who described the act as a barbaric and cowardly crime against innocent children, instructed security agencies to ensure that perpetrators are apprehended and brought to justice. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres also urged authorities to investigate the attack. He equally called on perpetrators to refrain from attacks against civilians and to respect international humanitarian and international human rights law.
Still on the foreign scene, the United States Senate has confirmed Judge Amy Barrett to the Supreme Court ahead of the presidential election scheduled to hold next week. President Trump, following Republicans, had voted 52 to 48 on Monday to approve the judge, who will now take over the vacancy left by Justice Ruth Ginsburg, a liberal icon who died last month. Justice Barrett, 48, took the oath of office at the White House alongside President Trump and is the third appointed by the Republican president after Neil Gorsuch in 2017 and Brett Kavanaugh in 2018. U.S. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden called the move rushed and unprecedented.
In entertainment, an Aki Omotosho film, The Ghost and the House of Truth, is set to be screened at the 3rd edition of Africa Rising Film Festival, ARIF. In an interview yesterday, the festival's director, Ayonde Sithebe, said the film is a big Nigerian representation for this year's event. Omotosho's film is the first Nigerian submission which has been confirmed for the festival, set to hold from 27th till 29th of November 2020. The film stars veteran actors like Susan Wokoma, Kate Hensher, and Fabian Adeoye.
Still on entertainment, Sauti Soul's band member Savara Mudigi has revealed his experience with men of Nigeria's Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS. The singer shared his experience on his Instagram page and said he and his crew were stopped by SARS during his trip to Lagos to shoot a music video. He further said they feared for their lives and had to give money before they were allowed to go. Still on sports.
Your up-to-date sports authority. 92.5 Dream FM.
Dream FM.
Sports.
Thank you so kindly. Welcome to Dream Sports Center. Super Eagles of Nigeria will start the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers campaign against Liberia and two other countries. Nigeria is drawn in Group C of the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers alongside Liberia, Cape Verde and Central African Republic. The three-time African champions would want to repeat their excellent performance on the road to Russia 2018 when they qualified in the group with a match to play. According to the World Football Governing Body FIFA this afternoon, Nigeria will play its first match of the second round on the 31st of May 2021, which ends in September 2021. Meanwhile, the first and second leg of the third round will be played between the 8th and 16th of November 2021. The third round will see the 10 group winners from the second round drawn into 5 home and away ties. The winners of each tie will advance to the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. I will wish the Super Eagles the best of luck. And that's the size of the sports news for now. The name is Sunday with it.
Do you see Nigeria qualifying in this group, though?
Yes, we did it in on our road to Russia. If you remember, I just said it, and so we're expecting that we will have the same run. Like they say, we'll be praying that luck would, shine on
countries
us
like
sometimes.
Cape Verde, they seem like not so big on sports, but they are the kind of countries that pull huge surprises on countries like Nigeria.
Central African Republic, was a surprise package last time out, qualifying for the Nations
Just
Cup.
yeah.
Now, so you cannot rule out Cape Verde. Like they say, they are no longer minnows in football. Now, football is about the country and who represents it, and so the boys will be doing everything. Like you and I know, there's always a surprise because the little countries are expected to cause an upset, and so an upset is being expected. So don't write them off.
All right, thank you so much, Osandu, for that. Now, that's the news. Join us later on at 6 for the news. As I stay safe and wear a face mask in public. Also, join our news desk every weekday, 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. for weekdays and 12 noon on Saturdays. Thanks for listening. My name is Jude Thomas Dawam.
My name is Azine Nianiwe. Have a good afternoon.